Well, happy Sunday, everybody. Did you get woken up in the middle of the night? Did you get the rain showers, thunderstorms, heavy rain, strong gusty winds? It's was a little intense for a hot minute, and we had a couple of strong thunderstorms across parts of the Southern Valley and even some special weather statements. But all in all, the major severe part, for the most part, is probably done. But I say for the most part because we do have a chance for maybe a few isolated strong thunderstorms as we head through the afternoon hours. Kind of depends on how the rest of the morning plays out. Either way you slice it and dice it, we're talking about heavy rainfall throughout the day today. So grab the rain boots, the galoshes, and all the rain gear if you happen to have any sort of outdoor plans. Got a feel for the folks. I don't know exactly. If you do know any information about the Knoxville Marathon that's happening right now, throw that into the chat. I've not really communicated with anybody there, but again, we had some strong thunderstorms and again, the heavier rain showers. So terrible running weather, I suppose. Maybe they like to run a marathon in the rain. I can't imagine that most people probably do. I'll be curious to see what the turnout is looking like as well. So good morning, Julie, Joanne, Connie, Krista, Robin, Katrina, and Steven. Sure hope you're joining us, or sure hope you're having a great morning so far. Hopefully you get a little bit of sleep last night. Let me show you the big picture here for just a second on what's actually taking shape around the area. So when we look at the radar recap over the last 3 hours, you can see our most intense line swung its way on through, but heavy rain still down to our south and southwest. This is a very slow progressing storm from west to east. And so all those rain showers you see between Cookeville and the Cumberland Plateau, down across parts of northern Alabama, that's all going to be scooped up and moved through our area. So do anticipate quite a bit of rainfall from here on out. A little local view, again, some of those stronger thunderstorms now creating special weather statements or were creating special weather statements from the National Weather Service. So we didn't really get anything too terribly intense. Winds were gusting to about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So not necessarily damaging winds for the National Weather Service to issue severe thunderstorm warnings, but we had some spin in the atmosphere. Now, if we were to get storms later on today, it's going to turn into more of a linear severe weather risk, i.e. damaging wind gusts. We don't really have the spin, but pretty crazy how things kind of changed quickly last night. Thought it was going to be a little bit later. Saw those storms coming on through, but that update last night was like, oh, okay, now it looks like we're going to have a line of severe weather or potential severe weather during the overnight hours. Before we get, by the way, rainfall amounts so far from this, a quarter, half, 3/4 of an inch of rain, even over an inch towards the Dunlap area and Fentress County and Jamestown. And again, that's so far, and we're far from over with this event. I want to show you a cool time lapse from yesterday. This is actually in downtown Clinton. So a beautiful sunrise was taking shape yesterday morning. We had some high-level clouds hanging out with us. You can see the clouds moving away from the camera. Some fair weather cumulus clouds developed with the heating of the day. It was a hot day for sure. We were out doing a bunch of yard work yesterday. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm exhausted. And I think the allergies being outside all day long have definitely taken their toll on the Witcher household. A live look right now in downtown Clinton. And again, just mostly cloudy skies, some scattered light to moderate rain showers. We don't have a ton of rain so far for parts of Anderson County. Also up into, along the I-81 corridor. A lot of that's off across the Cumberland Plateau and the Southern Valley so far, but this will all be scooped up. So enjoy the few breaks that we have because, well, again, drought-busting rain continues to work its way on through. All right, let's talk about those weather headlines here. Moderate to heavy rain, isolated storms possible later on this afternoon. Lingering clouds and rain tonight and some mountain showers on Monday. I do think that we're going to have an overcast gray start to our Monday. I think the showers will start to fade through the day from west to east, and so therefore the mountain counties will likely stick around with the rain for much, at least the first half of the day. Probably the second half as well, at least, maybe about 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we'll see some quickly see some clearing tomorrow, and that's going to be a sign of a changing weather pattern and the colder air that's going to be swinging its way on through. You slept right through it, did you, Katrina? I did not. But then again, I was tracking those and posting about it. All right, let's talk about those morning temperatures. Here's the deal, too. I've kind of trimmed our temperatures for highs today. Not that it was not a lot, but trimmed them down a little bit due to the fact that we've got the rain showers. And the longer the rain sticks around, the less heating we will have for the day. But temperatures this morning, If you're getting ready to head off to church this morning, go grab some breakfast. Maybe you got some errands to run. Maybe you're getting ready to hit the road for a vacation. I want to go with you if you are, so just hit me up. Let me know. 50s and 60s right now, which is colder this morning than what we were yesterday, but still trending above average for morning lows. So it still feels good. Either way you look at it, even though that we get the rain out there. All right, here's the latest storm predictions outlook from for the day today. We do still have a level 1 and a level 2. Level 2 closer to Chattanooga in the southeastern sections of East Tennessee. Now, again, this new update's coming out about 9 o'clock this morning from the Storm Prediction Center, so we'll see what they do with this. I do think that the most intense storms have already come to an end. But if we can kind of get some more instability to work its way back into the area, maybe we do see some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms that could become a little bit stronger. I'm not expecting anything major. Good morning, Joy. How are you? And we got Missy joining us as well. It went from 81 yesterday to 58 in 1 hour here in Houston. Yep, there's our cold front. That's that trough that's swinging our way. My family lives in Colorado, so they always talk about, oh, it's so cold here. How's it there? Well, it's warm because we're ahead of your storm that will then drop our temperatures in a couple of days. All right, Jesse, I look forward to that. Good morning, Linda. And I'll take the lower temperatures, says Joy. Well, yeah, it was hot yesterday. The sweat factor was up. But again, it wasn't like the extreme summertime, June, July, August kind of heat. This was early signs of summer. All right, so let's pick up our timeline here this morning. I think it has a pretty good idea on what's going on. Let me show you the radar once again. I'll go back to the radar here for a second to kind of to do a comparison here. Let me get this all set up. I was tracking those storms earlier. Okay, so there's the latest radar, and you can see where the heaviest rain is across the plateau, the Northern Valley, Plateau Southern Valley anyways. Now let's go back to the Futurecast, and so good information in is good information out, pretty much handling that situation perfectly this morning. So now let's progress through time as we go from now through lunchtime. Here's the rain. It's only going to fill in. And again, I don't think it's going to be an all-day deluge. We're going to have some breaks here and there. You're going to probably get some light rain and then some moderate showers start to work their way back into the area. But I think the heaviest rain will be from now through noon. And then as we get into the afternoon, this is what we'll have to watch. How much instability forms or develops throughout the day? Do we see some thunderstorms developing? And could we see a couple of isolated strong thunderstorms, 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts? Maybe. And so check back in. I'll have more updates, of course, at your noon hour. Of course, you can always check in with the East Tennessee Weather app, giving you past, current, and future radar, which is a great tool to help you kind of plan your day. Because if you're getting a break in the rain and you have outdoor plans and you're like, okay, here comes some sprinkles, go to the interactive radar. That will give you a 2-hour progression, futurecast of what to anticipate. Again, it's a great, useful tool if you are out and about. All right, so as we get into the evening hours, again, the mountain counties are going to hang on to the rain showers for a good chunk of the day. Again, not an all-day washout, but definitely a lot of rain when all is said and done. Actually, just by tonight, 1 to 2 pockets of maybe 3 across the Southern Valley, northern Alabama. So that's possible. So because of that, the Weather Prediction Center still has us under a level 2 risk for flooding and flash flooding concerns. So watch out for rising water. It would only get worse as the day progresses, as the rain continues to fill its way on in. Excuse me. Forecast high temperatures today, upper 60s to low 70s. So again, I shaved my temperature down yesterday. I was forecasting 72 for the day today. And most models have our temperatures about 71-ish. So we're close, but I decided to drop it into the upper 60s because I know how this plays out. And so this is where East Tennessee Weather comes into play versus the old phone app, the old weather phone app, right? That's going to change 4 times today. But I've actually put some information into the app itself, and so that's what you'll get there. All right, so upper 60s to low 70s, and if you have evening plans, maybe a few lingering showers, temperatures will stay in the mid to upper 60s for the most part. All right, here's your futurecast from now through tomorrow, sunset tonight through tomorrow morning. I'm a little tired, so bear with me here this morning. Kind of didn't get much sleep last night. All right, so the showers are going to linger all the way through Monday morning, again, across the mountain counties, likely to be overcast, gray, damp, maybe a dreary... Excuse me. Give me one moment of time, please. By the way, I have tumblers. This is a good little advertisement. I have tumblers on my East Tennessee Weather website. Go to easttnweather.com. See, I can't even talk. easttnweather.com. I've got a merch shop there. I've got t-shirts and sweatshirts and tumblers. I digress. So overcast and gray to get our Monday started, but it's not going to last all day. So let me show you the big progression of this. I like to show you the big picture. See how this moisture is just going to be surging, funneling right into East Tennessee. But look at the clouds on the top left-hand side of the screen. Watch how quickly they clear. A strong delineation from cloudier skies to clear skies. There's another little frontal boundary you can see by Monday evening up towards Lexington, Charleston, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. They're looking at more snow showers, by the way, up into New York and Pennsylvania. That's our next little boundary that's going to slide its way on into the area, and that's going to bring us a reinforced shot of even colder air, meaning our morning lows are going to tank. It's going to be cold. Pull out the winter coats. Hopefully, you've not put the winter coats away yet. Heaviest rainfall from now through 7 o'clock tonight. Northern Alabama, northern Georgia, southern, middle, and East Tennessee, stretching down into central Mississippi. As I mentioned, back behind this frontal boundary, let's pick up our timeline at 7 o'clock tonight. The coldest area is to our north and west. You can see the little dips in those white lines. That's a trough. So on the eastern side of the trough, you get rising air. On the back side of the western side of the northern side of the trough, you get sinking air. But you can see where the colder air is associated with the trough axis. So as that trough axis swings on through, there it is. And then our next little boundary swings on through. Look at the reinforced shot of even colder air. Now, what you're looking at is 850 millibar temperatures. Okay, so if I were to, see if I can, I won't be able to do that right now. If I was to pick up on those temperatures, again, 850 millibar temperatures gives us a good idea of cold air advection or warm air advection. We also look at the 850 millibar jet stream for our low-level jet that helps to drive storms. That's what also brings us the mountain waves and the windier conditions across the mountain counties and the foothills. So when you look at your 7-day forecast, how about that? I posted this yesterday on social. I said, okay, are you a hot person or a cold person? Do you like the hot? Do you not like the hot? What do you like? Well, the good news is we all kind of get it this week. So if you like the rain, today is for you. If you like the moderate temperatures, today's for you. If you like the colder weather, well, tomorrow and Tuesday are for you. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, look at those morning lows. So widespread frost expected on Tuesday morning. Wednesday morning, we're talking about a hard freeze. A hard freeze. And then we'll moderate those temperatures back to those seasonal averages Thursday, Friday. And then that next little boundary comes through, may bring us some rain showers and falling temperatures again as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So some chillier weather is on the way, my friends. It is going to be chilly for sure. Let's take you back outside to live look in West Knoxville. Overcast, gray. We've had some rain slowly fade away in parts of West Knoxville. And again, the radar you can see on the top left-hand side of the screen. Cumberland Plateau, Crossville, Fentress County, Scott, Morgan County, down into Bradley County, Chattanooga area, still being inundated with moderate rain showers. This will all be scooped into our area as we progress through the day. All right, my friends, how are we? Glad you're back in East Tennessee. Joy, I've been back. I never left East Tennessee, Joy, but I did leave the TV station almost 2 years ago. Can you believe it's been almost 2 years? I've been doing East Tennessee weather now for a year and a half. And so, Joy, if you just now found me on Facebook, right there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, right there, if you now you can scan that QR code or just log on to easttnweather.com. I have links at the top of the website to download the East Tennessee Weather app for Android and iPhone. And you know what? I'll make it even easier for you. I will drop the links for all my social platforms. How about this? I'm just going to drop all my links for all my social platforms. The website, we'll go YouTube. Go smash and subscribe to that YouTube button. iPhone and Android downloads for the phone. So I just threw that into the chat right now. So you can go ahead and just click on that link if you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app. It's a great app. It's no nonsense, all weather all the time. And it has a lot of information. It gives you push notifications when lightning is within 15 miles of you, giving you an idea. I've got storms approaching. I should probably get my little tushy inside, right? When thunder roars, go indoors. You'll get push notifications with storms approaching, like big storms. You'll get push notifications when I do live severe weather coverage, i.e., I sent one out this morning saying, hey, check in with the live weather update. And we've got folks now joining us right there front and center on the app this morning. Let's see. You get an interactive radar that gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours with one push of a button and a wealth of more weather information, plus daily forecast weather updates that I do 3 times a day, and access to the only 24-hour weather channel here in East Tennessee. And I've got a trademark on all of that, so nobody can copy me for the most part. You know, there's always going to be copiers out there. Anyways, there you go, Joy, or anybody else that may not have the East Tennessee Weather app. That is going to be your one-stop shop. I also do broadcasts for those of you new to the platform. I also do broadcast 7 days a week, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. to help you get out the door, Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m., and anytime I need to do live severe weather coverage. But one of those things that we do is now I've given you the forecast. We can chat with you. I can put up your chat on the screen like Jenna. I need a cup in my life. Awesome. Yes, thanks for sharing the website. Yeah, you're so welcome, Jenna. But folks that may not have joined me, this is all the information that you can get. But here's what we do. We also like to dance, don't we, Katrina? We do indeed, because what we do is we talk about national holidays. We chit-chat. We have some fun. So I always start you off with the forecast, but now it's time to go to those national holidays here this morning. So if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. It is April 6th. I got a buddy's birthday tomorrow. I'll have to shoot him a text message if I remember it. Birthdays and events. If you have any events going on in your communities, highlight that in the chat so we can highlight that for everybody. And so they know exactly what's going on around our communities. And I'm not just talking about Knox County. I cover all of East Tennessee. So it's National Carbana Day. National Carbana. Do you like chicken carbana? It's pretty good. Makes me want some Italian food right now. It's also National Employee Benefits Day. I don't get that anymore. I am the employee and the boss and everything else and the janitor. All right, so National Employee Benefits Day changes annually. Yes, it does. But if you get benefits from your employer, be thankful for that. Because when you go out on your own, it's a lot more difficult. I will tell you that. I know we kind of complain sometimes about our benefits with our employers. I think they try to do the best they can. But when you don't have it, you kind of take it for granted. You kind of want what you don't have, right? All right, it's National Handmade Day. That is awesome. I wish I had. It's hanging up on the wall. One of my sons, both my sons like color a lot. Both my kids do. But one of my kids actually got a 3D printer for Christmas. And we just got it, by the way. And so he has been doing 3D printing like crazy. He's making handmade stuff. They also do make necklaces and bracelets. So if your kids like to do that kind of stuff, celebrate the day today with National Handmade Day. Not to be confused with Handmaid's Tale Day. Okay, that's not happening. We'll move right along, shall we? It's New Beer's Eve. Now, as a home brewer myself, I don't even know what that is. So New Beer's Eve, with visions of pints and pounders hopping in their heads, beer connoisseurs prepare for the day ahead. All right. Barley and malt flavored popcorn at their side, peanut shells polishing the floor, and a bowl of beer nuts on the table aside. Men and women everywhere grin with pride as they look to the clock and say, "Why should we wait? Let's begin this night before it's too late." New Beer's Eve, it's New Beer's Eve after all. A feat not too small. They tiptoe to the fridge, taking a peek inside, only to discover the shelves are bare. Well, this just keeps going on and on and on. We won't keep going on and on and on. But it's New Beer's Eve. All right. I had no idea I was going to get ourselves into a poem. It is also National Tartan Day. Cool stuff there. National Teflon Day. What would we do without the invention of Teflon? Do you use Teflon in your household? Or have you taken Teflon out of your household due to the cancer-causing agents that supposedly Teflon gives you? But then again, what doesn't? What doesn't? What isn't cancer-causing? It's National Student Athlete Day. Let's give a big shout out to the student athletes. Big old bummer yesterday. I heard the UT baseball team lost. Bah. Terrible. It's okay, coach. It's okay, coach. We've got a long season ahead of us. They play a lot of baseball games. And maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was the extreme heat that kind of affected everybody. Maybe it's just the fact that it's sports, just like, March Madness. Anytime you ever play a sport, no matter how good or bad your team is, you can always win. And big shout out to National Student Athlete Day. Student Athlete Day. National Caramel Popcorn Day. I'm going to give a big shout out to that. I absolutely love caramel popcorn, but better than caramel popcorn, by the way, if you've never tried it, cinnamon popcorn. Or do you like the caramel popcorn combined with the cheddar popcorn? That's always a good one too, isn't it? Or do you like, not Captain Crunch. What is it? Not Jack in the Box. Somebody throw it in the chat. I'm losing my mind here. What is the box of caramel corn that you can buy at the grocery store that's got peanuts in it? Ready, go. Jack in the Box. I got Jack in the Box in my head, and that's not it. What is it? Oh, come on. The gerbil is spinning in the back of my head. If you know what it is, throw it in the chat. National Sorry Charlie Day. What is Sorry Charlie Day? I don't even know what that is. National Sorry Charlie Day on April 6th each year encourages us to view rejection from a different perspective. This is good. It's a day to think about the times we had been rejected. We've all been rejected, right? In some form or fashion, whether that be a job, a girlfriend or boyfriend. Your kids reject you every day some days. Whether we've been rejected by a sweetheart or colleague or prospective employee. I just said that. The day is to give us an opportunity to reflect on how we survived the rejection and what we learned from it. I think that's good, actually, because I think it's good to be rejected. Why do I say that? I think it's good to be rejected because you have to lose sometimes. I feel like this day and age, our kids don't know really what losing or being rejected is about. Everybody wins. Everybody gets a trophy. These are my personal thoughts. Just an FYI. Someday I'm going to get myself in trouble. But I think it's important to learn the lessons. If you never lose, if you never get rejected, you never know how to grow as an individual, as a group, whatever it may be. So I think it's important to be rejected and to lose. All right. Those are my 2 cents. Oh, it's going to be a rainy day in downtown Gatlinburg. A rainy day in downtown Gatlinburg. It's currently raining right now. That's a live look at downtown Gatlinburg from Tennessee Jed's camera. Looking towards the mountains. Of course, you can catch these live cameras if you're new to the platform by scanning that QR code, downloading the East Tennessee Weather app, or online at easttnweather.com. If you go to the website, front and center, I actually have time lapses of the day, and I actually have 6 cameras being time-lapsed every single day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you. Super, super easy to look at. Whoa. And you can catch the live broadcast right there front and center on the website as well. So there's where you can download the app. Here's where you can check out the daily time lapses. You check that out. Hardin Valley, Madisonville, Knoxville, Maynardville, Clinton, and Gatlinburg. You can just go. It's the previous day's time lapses, by the way. The previous days. But you can't time lapse something that hasn't happened yet, right? So log on to easttnweather.com. Don't forget I have that there. If you're interested in contacting me for any reason at all, you can school visits, advertise, or you can even donate to East Tennessee Weather. And as I mentioned, I do have a merch shop, so there's my shop right there. It'll send me an email. I'll send you a one-time payment link, by the way, from QuickBooks. I have umbrellas and tumblers and hats and shirts, but the merch shop is running thin. We've had a lot of sales and a lot of giveaways with the merch shop. Hopefully you had a chance to purchase something. And if you have purchased something, by the way, and you have not received it yet, it's because you have not paid for it yet. I can't give things away for free. And I literally have a bunch of packages sitting right here waiting for people to pay for their merchandise. And I keep sending reminder emails. I can only do so much from my end. So if you ordered merch and you have not received it yet, maybe it's because you have not paid for it yet. So make sure you check your junk mail. Cracker Jacks. Oh my gosh, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Eva and Linda. All nailing it with the Cracker Jacks this morning. You're welcome, Wiley. Oh, these allergies. I don't know about you, but these allergies are definitely getting the best of me. Let's see. See if we got any new photos. You can also submit photos, by the way, through Witcher's Pictures using the East Tennessee Weather app. And I can show you what that looks like here in a second. If you're not familiar with the app, again, a lot of folks don't have it, but a lot of folks are getting it. Nope, no new photos there, but let's go ahead and show you what the app looks like. If you do open up the app, this is what you get. Live cameras, forecast updates. I do update those updates 3 times a day. And, of course, the live broadcast 7 days a week. Then you scroll down and get your temperatures of the day. And, of course, you can add different locations. That's a cool tip and trick, by the way. At the very top of the app, you get a little tiny plus button. I wish they'd make it darker. But a little tiny plus button, you can click on that and add any location in the world. By the way, in the world, I've got a friend that actually texted me the other day and said, believe it or not, your app is working where we are. I said, where are you? And he took a screen grab. He's in Switzerland. Big shout out to Dustin if he's joining us this morning from Switzerland. What time is it in Switzerland right now? I have no idea. Probably nighttime. Maybe they're getting ready for dinner. But then if you come down, you got an interactive radar that gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. So if you click on the button, you push play, there's your past 2 hours. It pauses at the current hour, and there's your future cast of 2 hours. So this really is going to be a benefit, especially as we get into the summer months. You get those afternoon thunderstorms. It puts you inside for a hot minute, and you're like, okay, how long is this storm going to last? Click on the interactive radar. And I always like to tell you a quick tip and trick. If you click the orange TN, not the little hamburger in the top left-hand side, the orange TN, that will take you back to the homepage. And then at the bottom, you got Witcher's Pictures. You can upload a picture from your cell phone or take a picture right there. That is it. That is it. Super easy. It's 100% free. You'll never pay for weather information, and it goes above and beyond really any of the other weather apps I've ever seen out there. I didn't design it, but it did come from a severe weather company who designed the app. And so it's definitely one of the best apps you will download today. So scan that QR code at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, or just log on to easttnweather.com. I have posted links in this chat, so you can just scroll through the chat to find the links for Android, iPhone, and YouTube. Go smash and subscribe to that YouTube channel. It really helps to populate the platform, and the more you like things, the more it gets shared, the more we can really grow as a community. There are still thousands of people in our own backyard, maybe like Joy, that didn't know what I was doing. And I've been doing this for over a year now, a year and a half. So I do appreciate you. I know that all of you are sharing it as much as you possibly can. So thank you very, very much. It takes a community to build a great community platform. All right, we're going to wrap things up here this morning. Wake Up with Witcher starts off at 6 a.m. Monday morning to help you and your family get out the door. You can put East Tennessee Weather up on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube on the big screen at your house as you get ready for work and get the kids off to school. It's family friendly. So if you don't want to watch the news, put it up on the big screen. Keep it on. It runs a 24-hour channel until I come on and take over that 24-hour channel. If you are watching on the app right now, I will switch over to the 24-hour weather channel, give you your forecast again, and you can check that out before we shut it down for the day. All right, my friends, be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Wake Up with Witcher.